I'm a big fan of Dive Rite equipment, especially their lights. I've used this EX35 can light for a couple of years as a primary for cave diving, and these CX2s either as backups in the cave or when I'm ocean diving on shipwrecks, I use one of these as a primary light. And Dive Rite just released the new version, which is the CX3. Now the CX3 has a couple of big improvements over its predecessor, and so we can take a look to run through those. So the first thing that we can see is the CX3 is a little bit smaller. It's closer to like a BX2 size light. And that's going to help a lot with storage space in pockets and real estate on our harness for back mount doubles when we're talking about storing lights. I never really had an issue with the CX2s, especially on my doubles harness. They're really not that big compared to older lights, but they are big compared to the new, smaller LED lights that we have now. So size is the first big upgrade. The next thing that we have is charging. So this is the charging port right here. It's external magnetic charging compared to the CX2 where we would have to open this up every time to plug in a USB-C. When this first came out, it was a cool way to charge your lights, not having to actually take the battery out and put it on a charger, but opening this over and over again to charge lights. You can see how that elastic is already wearing, plus you're wearing out these seals right here. So this is a big improvement to be able to charge the light externally and not have to undo the cap every time we want to charge. Now, CX3 still has the holes down here to use with the QRM system. So we could put a soft or a hard Goodman handle here, and this has a little lock on the front. Just pulls right off. So for back mounted doubles, I'd store these on the harness just like that. And for side mount, it all goes into our pockets, locked up just like this. And obviously I would use this as a primary light in the ocean with this soft Goodman here. So it's easy to take on and hold with our right hand or clip off if we need to. The CX2s had a runtime of 2.75 hours at high, which is about 1,700 lumens. The CX3, even though it's smaller, is a little brighter. It's 1,900 lumens, and you get a full 3 hours of burn time at that high level. So that makes this totally appropriate as a primary light for wreck diving and a good backup light, even for cave CCR diving, where you might have a long exit if our primary light had failed. In keeping with its predecessor, this light has a push button switch with a battery indicator here. So if we unscrew the back cap, take out that protective piece of plastic, back cap goes on. So right there, green and off. And if we turn it on, we can step down to different modes if we want something that's not as bright. For example, we're sitting on deco, we don't want a big bright light in our face to write in our wet notes, or we want to match somebody else's light that's not quite as bright, and eventually step down to off. So also in the box, we have the charger, which is this little magnet that just clips on there externally. I think that is super cool, very neat little way to charge it. Extra gasket for the light, and a light lanyard. And what I like to do with these is I just store them right there. This is a good upgrade, smaller form factor, a little bit brighter, a little bit longer burn time. It's not totally different than the CX2, it's just the upgraded version. Now, another thing that I would do with my CX2s is I was filming, use this little cap as a diffuser, because this is a light with a spot, which is a requirement for anybody who wants to be able to talk to their buddy underwater, to be able to signal inside a dark environment. But if we want to diffuse that spot, we can put this little cap on, and that helps our video not have a laser beam light in it. I think that's pretty neat. I have one for my EX35 too. Obviously, there are video lights that work way better as purpose-built video lights, but tossing a quick diffuser on to wanting my primary lights and being able to take some video during the dive works well for me without having to upgrade to a whole bunch of other video lights. Now this little sleeve that comes with the light has all of the technical specifications inside it. So if you pop it apart, you can read all about the light. All this information is probably on their website too, but operation, battery status indicator, modes, how to charge it, and a little graph. They also made the barcode look like it's the beam from the light, which is kind of neat. There's a lot of competition when it comes to backup lights or small form factor lights. There's smaller, brighter, cheaper lights available on the internet than the Dive Rite CX3s or CX2s. And I totally understand that and get why people might choose those over something like this. You know, the reason I spend a little bit more money is to support an American company, and because these are really rugged lights. I've had lights from other manufacturers where I get into the cave or I need to deploy a light and it doesn't turn on because it's failed. You know, some small cheap component that's in there that wasn't well tested just stops working, and then I don't have any light. Actually, the first Dive Rite light I got was a BX2 that was given to me underwater because my light had failed. The CX2s are a little bulky. I'm happy with how the CX3 is smaller, but you know, they have done a good job over the past couple of years of bridging that gap of primary light for shorter duration deep dives and backup light for longer dives that still has enough battery power to get me out of the cave in case my primary light failed somewhere far in and I've got a long swim out. So happy with them so far, but also happy that I got the upgrade and looking forward to taking this light in the water. Thank you for watching.